Yeah. All right, you were asking you were asking a question.
Yeah, we had a little pre-show
flashback
conversation. My question for you is, have you ever been trying to do something and just gotten so frustrated and you're all by yourself that you just string together a nonsensical sequence of curse words directed at yourself in your general incompetence?
Yeah. Yes. Pretty much at least every other day. And I would say that there's still more common curse words than, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still don't stray out of the FS. It's just kind of a, FS, damn, effing, S and damn, F and F. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it never goes.
Filth, fire, and filth.
Yeah, like, or just all Fs. You know what I mean? Right? Like F and F and F and the F. Yeah. So I definitely do that. Guaranteed.
Oh, that's the best. Have you ever done it so bad that you actually made yourself laugh and you stopped being angry?
All day. Yeah, I think that's why I do it every other day.
What did you just say?
But I think the best anger response is just a loud F. You know what I mean? And if you are if you're in a neighborhood of any neighborhood of men fixing things, at least once a year you can hear the faint echo of that somewhere.
Hey neighbor, you need some help?
And all the men just peek up.
The other day, somehow I had, the side of the house has just been a junkyard for years. And I finally cleaned it out a week or two ago. There's like 14 barbecues on the side of the house. And me, I'm dumb. I'm thinking, and it's not covered or anything. They're all completely a mess. Like I'm thinking, I'm going to use these one day or whatever.
Right.
And I pick up one and the legs just fall out of it. And it's still full of coals and ash and everything. And so I'm carefully trying to make sure it doesn't tip over while I'm trying to put the legs back on it. Just to move it 3 feet and then have the exact same thing happen again. Yes. So I took the whole thing, I carried it out to the backyard and just threw it as far as I could. If that was an Olympic sport, boy, I'm contender.
Frustrated.
Be a contender.
No, it couldn't be a single item though. It has to be like frustrating things and how far you can throw them.
Yeah, and then one of the events is how hard can you throw something just to have it bounce off a wall and come back and hit you in the face?
Right. How hard, the throw and dodge, right? Like, shoot, wait a minute. Yeah, man, I speak my language, bro. I've definitely been through it way too many times. But I can say this though. I don't work on my car anymore. Matter of fact, opening question.
Okay.
I think I know the answer to this already.
Yeah.
When is the last time you worked on your own car?
Not on the engine. I can't even remember. I can't remember. I haven't changed oil on a car in, it's gotta be 11 or 12 years at the least. At the very least.
Oil change. Let's see. You know what? I think it's been about 4 years since I changed brakes.
Oh, okay.
But it was the last time.
Brakes or pads or
brake pads. Yeah.
Okay.
Last time I was ever going to do it. And I remember, I ask you because I distinctly remember the moment where I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just staring at the thing like, why are you doing this? This is dumb.
It's like, that's the kind of thing where you go in and you're like, I know I'm going to cut my hands to shreds. I'm not going to wear gloves because I'm an idiot.
Well, but see, that was the
thing.
And
then also I don't heal as well as I used to.
No, because you still got the scar forever. That was the thing. I went out there like in a full hazmat suit with gloves in it. And I'm looking at myself going, but if you got to do all this, just take it up to the shop. Like, why are you doing this? So I did it. It wasn't too big of a deal. But like I said, I do distinctly remember the moment I was, decompressing the caliper. Like I was just like, I just remember staring at it like, what happens when you mess this up? And you can mess it up. So I'm thinking, why were you doing this? Like you don't have any money to go. Stop already. What are you going to do? Like quit.
Oh, you know man. I'm so,
yeah.
This is a super sexist. I'm so thankful that I don't have a son that I feel some kind of need to teach certain things. Like, no, you're going to have to learn how to do that. Why don't you go ahead and jump on YouTube real quick?
For real. I'm sending them YouTube links. My daughter gets all of it, just enough handyman language for my liking. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Daughters. I don't have to teach you any of this stuff. This whole thing I just built is rickety and horrible. And both of your grandfathers would be like, ew, but I don't have to explain it to you. So whatever.
I just taught her the other day, this is called an Allen wrench. This is a tool that you lose right before you need it, right after you lose it.
Yes.
You'll have a box of them somewhere in the house, but you'll never be able to find them.
We have them in a Ziploc bag in the thing drawer. Everybody know it's in the kitchen. You know what it is. My mother-in-law organized it the best that I've ever had a thing drawer organized in my life. And I'm still like, where is the stupid thing? Oh. It's in the back of the thing. Man. Yeah, man. Real quick before we move on, because this is random and a random item. So my oldest daughter is getting into photography.
Right.
Shout out to Keisha and Tommy Black for selling us a Canon T6i.
Oh, dope.
So we go to this park in a cove called Galster Park. Galster Park is closed because it rained the night before, I guess. I don't know why it's closed. I'm being 100% honest with you. So I'm like, well, there's a hole in the fence. You know what I mean? Let's go. So we cut through the hole in the fence because there's a little lookout area to take pictures. No big deal. There are other people in there. There has to be a neighborhood entrance or whatever. So I'm like, let's do this. Don't mention this to your mom. We get home. Mom. I'm like, snitches? I mean, snitches receive. So anyway, no, we had a good time though. Hey, I'm on. We had a good time. And in the background, if you guys kind of see this or whatever, my DJ setup is here, so my dude is behind me. You know what I mean?
Who's that? Whoa.
We don't have no name for him yet, but he's in the background chilling, so just so y'all know.
Okay.
Squad in the building. You know what I mean? All right, Kev. We got a lot to talk about, man. You ready to jump on the other side?
Yep.
All right, y'all. Let's do this. Let's go.
Rap Sucks Radio. Blah, 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 blah.
What up, y'all? You alive on Rap Sucks Radio with your homeboy Track Life and your fam, Kev Dakota.
Snitches end up in ditches.
I was so nervous that we were gonna get like arrested for like a ticket.
That's what
You know what I mean? And I had
Is
to
it
go bring
really
my
worth
daughter
it, bro?
Her first like record is sneaking into a closed park with her dad. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. If you would like to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. I think we're on all of them now. They're unless you like SoundCloud, then no. But outside of that, rapsucksradio.com. Mm-hmm. Or if you like to see this on your television, you can go to BTSN Pass. That's Behind the Scenes Network. What you do is you download the app on your Roku, your Fire Stick, or your Fire TV. You click on the app or channel, however it's named on that particular platform. And we right there, me and Kev, we big chilling. We right there. So holla at us, BTSN Behind the Scenes Network. Let's get it popping. So Kev, this is going to be fun.
Is it?
Yeah, well, we got to get this one out of the way. He's been on this show before.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Kev, who has got to chill, man?
Oh, Big Tom Cotton. Big Cotton.
I like how you flip this. Army Ranger? Well, not really. All right. Senator Tom Cotton campaigned on his experience as an Army Ranger, but he didn't have any.
What?
Source on this is Salon.com. The players involved are Tom Cotton, again. Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas has accrued a resume tailor-made for a Republican politician, as the notes read. He leapt from a small-town Arkansas cattle farm to Harvard University and then Harvard Law School. He left a leading New York firm to join the military after George W. Bush's reelection. He was discharged after nearly 8 years and 2 war zone deployments as an Army captain and a decorated hero, including 2 commendation medals, a Bronze Star, and a Ranger's tab. But when Cotton launched his first congressional campaign in 2012, he felt compelled to repeatedly falsify the honorable military record, even as he still served in the Army Reserve. In his first run for Congress, Cotton leaned heavily on his military experience, claiming that he had been a U.S. Army Ranger in Iraq and Afghanistan and was in a campaign ad to have volunteered to be an Army Ranger. In reality, though, Kev, Cotton was never part of the 75th Ranger Regiment, the elite unit that conducts joint special military operations as part of the U.S. Special Operations Command. Mm-hmm. Rather, Cotton attended the U.S. Ranger School, a 2-month-long small unit practical infantry course that literally anyone in the military is eligible to attend. Soldiers who complete the course earn the right to wear the Ranger's tab, a small arch that reads Ranger. But in the eyes of the military, that does not make them actual Army Ranger. There's more to this, but Kev, let's get started.
I'm so disappointed in him.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm like, dude, really? He actually had a pretty decorated, like, you actually didn't have to do it. It was enough.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, he's you can't take away the fact that he served honorably for a number of years. A couple active duty deployments. And I don't think anyone would be making a big deal of this if he wasn't such, punk ass in 1619 Tom Cotton.
But you can't listen, dude. Disparaging the military or pretending to be anything in the U.S. military that you're not is heavily frowned upon.
Stolen valor.
Basically. So it's like, why? I don't understand why you would think that you could just jump on this. Like, oh yeah, no, we in here. Like, I'm part of this today. I mean, you took the class, fam.
Yeah.
You took the class. Like, that's more than I did.
Yeah.
I'm not fronting on it, but I'm just saying, like, come on, man. Like, what's the fronting for?
Your buddy totally bailed out on Vietnam multiple times. Like a champ. Like a champ.
I'm saying.
It's like, do you really need to go any further than what you've already done? I don't know.
Listen, Cotton told the Hot Springs Sentinel Record, nice, good job, in February 2012, my experience as a U.S. Army Ranger in Iraq and Afghanistan and my experience in business will put me in very good condition. The year before, he told Robbie Brock of Talk Politics in a video interview that he became an infantry officer and an Army Ranger. God, dude. A Cotton campaign ad placed in the Madison County Record in May of 2012 identifies Cotton as a battle-tested leader who volunteered to be an Army Ranger. This is my favorite part. Salon with the shade of the century, though. This was the shade. All right. Reached for comment. Cotton spokesperson Caroline Tabler told Salon in an email. Now, wait, I'd just like to note that very rarely do they ever give the name of the spokesperson. This is why, this is the cool, wonderful lemonade level shade. Lemonade drinking level shade this Salon threw. She said in her email, Caroline Tabler says, Senator Cotton graduated from Ranger School and is more of a Ranger than a Salon reporter like you will ever be. Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. Got him. The Salon responds with, in parentheses, it is not clear whether Tabler herself is a Ranger or whether she graduated from Ranger School. God, dog. Yo.
Pew, 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 pew.
Them shots was fired. Them shots was fired, boy. They not messing around.
Yeah.
They are not. The Salon is written by jerks, boy. Y'all not messing around at all.
Dude.
They took that shade and fired it right back. Like, oh, we about to write a whole article. So get at me. Whatever.
We're really just doing this as a courtesy.
Yeah. It's going down one way or the other. So feel how you feel. I'm surprised that the email response didn't have Shouty in the beginning. Look, Shouty. It's up to you.
Oh, man.
Oh, that was great.
It's fun.
Yeah, that was good.
It's fun to catch this dude, doing something else stupid. But that's really all it is. You know what it is? He's like I actually do believe that it's, I don't think anyone would be making that big of a deal of it. If it's like, if he would have said, I went to Ranger School or whatever, there were multiple, people quoted in the article saying, if he would have probably been more proper if he said he was Ranger qualified, which I guess is the designation for if you've completed Ranger School, which by all accounts is not the easiest thing in the world for the average person.
Definitely not. Cannot be.
So,
period.
But it doesn't mean but there is a distinction there. So if he would have just said that, I don't think anyone would have said anything. You know what I mean? And no one would have thought less of his service if he would have just said that. But the fact that he had to
now.
Yeah, that's the thing. So he had to take it a step further. It's like, and then he's done, but the reason I say that no one would have made a big deal is not only did he, bend that wording a little bit, but he also has done so many silly things since then. Mm-hmm. Like this 1776 project or, which I don't know if that's actually his thing, but he definitely talked trash about the 1619 project, extensively throughout the last year or so. He's just, so he's, it's like, bro, you're a Ranger. You know we're coming after you. You better take cover, dude. It's like,
it just hit me.
Yeah.
He went after the 1619 project for embellishments
Right.
and falsities.
Exactly.
And then turned around.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that pot in that kettle, boy. That pot is yelling black at that kettle. Black. Pot looking at the kettle like black. Black.
Go for kettle.
Ooh.
Hello?
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, dude.
Now that that's out of the way, man, I think, Kev, first of all, you dominated the topic titles. I would have to say,
I'm the Tom Brady of topic titles.
yes. Oh, God, don't remind me.
You know what's so gangster about that? I just saw a headline, right after the game, that he was cheered on by Giselle as well as his ex. You know how Tom Brady you have to be for that to happen to you? For that to be the headline?
I think that using him as a verb is perfect. Do you know how damn Tom Brady I gotta be to get? That's gonna be the wife. Can you paint the living room? Do you know how Tom Brady I gotta be to work and paint this living room?
Tom Brady doesn't make his own sandwiches.
I'm saying.
Tom Brady does not Tom Brady his own.
Listen, at this point,
Tom Brady does not Tom Brady his breaks.
no. Reg, I'm gonna need you to finish this report by Monday. Do you, Tom Brady know Tom Brady this? What you think I'm a Tom Brady? Where we find time to Tom Brady this? At this point, though, if you love him or hate him, this is not part of anything that we talking. But if you love, whether you love to do or hate to do, you got to give him his props. Right?
Do you?
That's it. Like, I mean, what else can you say?
Do you?
He can only do it with Belichick. Belichick at the house. Belichick at the house. He at the crib. He tried to watch it at the house with me. I was like, "Yo, you ain't got your mask on, man." I'm like, "No, you can't come by here."
Belichick has a presidential Medal of Freedom spaced hole on his torn up T-shirt, right around here, right around this area.
Man, they bailed on dude like, woo. Doesn't the clever rat find a way off of the ship, as they say? Another story for another day. But this is the topic title of the day, as well as the topic of the day. Kev writes, Dionne Warwick saw this coming. I subsequently fell out laughing when I read the actual. Oh, that man don't have no good common sense.
That's a deep cut right there, though.
Yeah.
That's for the grown folks.
Yeah. You're
young
not ready.
people young people just know Dionne Warwick as the new Twitter lady.
Yo, you have to turn this off.
You need to take it back to
young,
8-track to understand what's going on with that hole.
All right. All right. So the reason for all this is Chance the Rapper. This happened in December, by the way, but the world was going so crazy that I actually missed this. Chance the Rapper sued by ex-manager for millions in the music business. We'll be talking about it for years to come. All right. It is torrential rain going on outside, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know why I looked out the window trying to confirm. I can't see
Famous.
anything. Yeah.
Thunder and the whole nine cracking.
Oh, wow.
Like it's really happening right now. All right. Anyway, music business worldwide is the source. If you wanted to know which side of this they were on, that's pretty clear for you. Players involved are Chance the Rapper and his former manager, Pat Corcoran. All right. So this is relatively long, so we're going to have to break this into, compartments. But
can we say what Pat's nickname is?
The manager?
Pat. He went by Pat the Manager. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah, it's a bit
Is
much.
Is that like if, as your DJ, I went by Kev Life? DJ Kev Life. sounds the worst cereal ever.
I mean, yeah, it's like, it's a bit, I don't know.
I hope he didn't get it tattooed.
The soul, I am thee. It's like the
Oh,
Lord of the
man.
Rings of management. One manager to rule them all. All right. So this is the writer's notes. Some of this is a bit much for me, but whatever. Okay. Of course, I'm loath to bring up the Chance the Rapper story, but it does demonstrate how things can go terribly wrong when an independent artist and their manager refuse to sign with a record label. Okay, first of all, shut up. But anyway, shut up. Like, what are you doing? Shut up. All right? You shut up too. This ain't about you, but you shut up too. All right. You can expect variations of this sentence to be uttered with predictable regularity by record company executives in the years ahead, especially in front of promising unsigned talent. For years, the story of Grammy-winning Chance has been held up as the pinnacle of what independent artists can achieve without any label involvement in the streaming age. Now, suddenly, it's become a cautionary tale. Monday, November 30th, Chance's longtime manager, Pat, the manager, Corcoran, filed a lawsuit against the artist, claiming that he owed him more than $3 million in unpaid commissions. The suit, filed in Illinois, revealed that Chance sacked Corcoran on April 27th of 2020, replacing him with his own brother and father. The artist's dismissal of Corcoran followed with disappointing performance of Chance's first studio album, The Big Day, released in July of last year, and the scrapping of a subsequent tour followed by poor ticket sales. I would like to note that COVID. So I don't know if a subsequent tour following by poor ticket sales would probably be notable to COVID happened.
Right.
So whatever. Anyway, Corcoran's suit sets out the story of Chance's meteoric rise under the representation of Pat, the manager, LLC. It reads, the iconic pair of Pat Corcoran and Chancellor Bennett. Chance's, oh, you know what? Chance. Good job. An artist-manager combo for over 8 years together, reimagined and forever changed musical artists' ability to control their careers, electing to forego the operational and financial support of a major label and choosing instead to rely on their own hard work and self-sacrifice. Corcoran and Bennett upended traditional norms, broke barriers, and redefined the music industry. It adds the combination of Bennett's indisputable music talent and Corcoran's revolutionary management style led the duo to international and critical acclaim, including 3 Grammy Awards. Let's stop there, Kev.
You think he just pulled that off his LinkedIn page?
I mean, jeez, the manager. Gosh, the publicist as well, apparently. Okay, Kev, you said Dionne Warwick could have seen this coming, which is hilarious. But it also begs the question. Like, so you feel like to some degree this was inevitable?
Oh, I don't know. I was just talking trash. But I mean, it was definitely a comedy of errors, right? Because so you have Chance is coming off of this which I thought was like his 18th album, which evidently was his last mixtape. This is stemmed from his quote unquote debut album, Big Day.
Sure.
I don't know. Something.
Yeah,
like
I guess. Yeah, debut record. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, which is, I already don't understand what's happening, but which by all accounts was not very good. It was an album that most people did not buy. So, you know, but people make bad out. You know, they can't all be hits, man. You know, and then yeah, I think COVID probably played a role in ticket sales or whatever he was able to do or not able to do when he was promoting the record. And then, you know, Chance was also getting pulled in a million different directions, right? He's doing goofy Fritos commercials or whatever the hell he was doing. And working on other people's records or featuring on other people's records. And then I think he was like getting ready to get married. Which the manager points out was distracting as well. So, you know, all this stuff happens. It's bad timing, but you know, he cuts bait with this dude. It's like, I don't know if you're a manager and it was your business all that tight. And I know being a manager doesn't mean that you can just sign a piece of paper and then, you're locked in. The artist is locked into you forever, because this is not Motown. But I kind of feel like they were working without a net, without a contract or whatever. And I don't know if that's the case. It
usually
might
is
not
the case.
So, he cut bait and he put Chance put his family in charge.
Yeah.
Which, who knows, if he has another hit, then maybe it's the best decision he ever made. But I mean, I think your point was the main point, which is the labels are going to be real quick,
Yeah, this is the story that proves it. Listen, there's $3 million to fight over. So that's the story the record label can. If you want to get my take on this before I give you my extended take, if the record label was involved, there wouldn't be $3 million to fight over. That's the key.
Exactly.
So we're going to tell this story like, see, if you would have just gave us your soul, we would have been, everything would have been. No, knock it off. All right.
Cut just sign with us and we can ruin your career much more expeditiously.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And keep all your masters and then we'll keep your Frito-Lay money too. It's easy for us. Like, shut up. Listen, man. I am very, very familiar with weird management situations. I'm highly familiar with it. Now I'm much older now. I'm definitely not going to throw any direct shade at anyone. But here's what I'll say more often than not happens with artists and managers. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'll give you the artist's mistake more than I'll give you the management's mistake. When you are an early going artist, depending upon your level of hotness, so to speak, people don't really believe in you. You know what I mean? You're just a kid rapping at that point. You're just some guy that raps. Somebody might think you're dope. Maybe you're a friend of a person who actually is mildly successful, right? They're in the studio. They're on their come up and the people are looking down the line. Who's going to be next in this crew to blow? And they might kind of pick you out. Or maybe you're one of the best rappers in your neighborhood and they're like, and people figure you out, right? And they say, let's go through this understanding and growing as artists and representation together. And there's the dark side. That is the dark side of it. Your manager doesn't know what he's doing either. You see what I'm saying? That's the key. That's the key. And you're asking your manager to make these moves in a room full of vultures. And your manager is just as green as you are.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as you start to make these climbs, whatever climb, whether it's meteoric or whether it's, slow and go, you're making a climb as an artist and people are trying to, as you're making a climb as an artist, I've been through this before, wherever an artist reaches, just know that if their record got to you from across the nation, they went through something similar to what I've gone through and many other artists have gone through, which is you're starting to peak and people are paying attention and now they're gauging how much they can involve themselves to get a piece of your growth and rise, right? And your manager is still learning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they're now undercutting everything your manager is trying to do. You guys worked on together. They're throwing in their 2 cents and 4 cents and 6 cents and whatever. In my case, this all sort of happened in reverse where it felt like I was managing my manager, which was weird. But in a sense, this is what's happening. So finally you make it, whatever it is, whatever the stage that you and your manager first talked about. Some people talk about tour. Some people talk about getting on a premiere track, whatever the initial goal that you and your manager are reaching. And in the manager in Chance's case, this had to be something much larger, right? No, we're going to do this on our own. We're going to go avoid the label route. We're just going to keep pushing. We've seen this story before. Let's keep all the cake and pass out the cake as we decide. So I get it. I totally get it. That is the dream, right? And they were able to do it. I know I'm being long-winded here, but I do want to, I want people to really understand how this works. They were able to do it successfully without giving in, because a lot of times we had this conversation months ago about like how artists just give in after a while. It becomes difficult. You got to eat, man. Like you take that deal.
Right.
Just give me this $300 so I can go to McDonald's. I'm starving. Right. And in many cases, it's like a production deal or some other random deal that's not even, where you're now on a list behind another list, which is behind this other list, which is in the back closet of some other dude's list, which is now down the street and up the street from another list. And then they moved that list out to Rancho Cucamonga and you can't even find that list. Like that's how far back sometimes you press the stop button, right? So they were able to take it about as far as you can take it, right? But your manager still doesn't know what he's doing. And by that, I mean, with every new step, your manager has to learn something new.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, your manager may now understand the radio game, but he doesn't understand the flip a home to pay for production deal game or whatever is happening. He doesn't, there's so many different games your manager has to learn before he's in Jimmy Iovine's chair or, wherever, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Like where Suge Knight ended up sitting or what have you he got there through different means, but you understand my point. Like there's still these steps to becoming what people think they want in their next level of their career. Maybe Chance wanted to be an actor or whatever. And meanwhile, I'll close with this point. Everyone's in the artist's ear. Yeah. Everyone. Mom, dad, uncle, best friend, cousin. Cousin ain't never seen a contract in cousin's life. Cousin upside down on 65 credit cards, giving you financial advice and all while your manager doesn't all the way know what he's doing with every new stage. He has to learn it just like you have to learn it. And you're watching other artists eat. Wow, why can't my deal be like why can't I have it like such and such or such and such is doing this? Your manager has to learn that. So I'm a little bit on the side of the manager here because I've seen it and given their success, but I'll throw one real quick dart at you though. A lot of artists are managing their managers. A lot of them.
Right.
Way more than you ever want to know in this industry are managing their managers. And a lot of times y'all eating off of the artist knowledge.
Yeah.
I'll give him his money back. But that's my long story short. You know what I'm saying? Or
but that's, I feel like this is a very unique circumstance. I think 9 times out of 10, when an artist walks into a label with the manager who's not, Irving Azoff or whatever, some shark or veteran kind of, shark may be a bit unfair or not, but
no, it's not.
If it's not a vet, OG manager who's got a track record, 9 times out of 10 when they say, you might need a different manager. They're probably right. But, there are loyalties involved in whatever. The thing that jumped out at me is that the manager, what I couldn't tell is if the $3 million that he's saying are unpaid commissions, if that's on top of the $3 million that he already says that he floated to fund the project. So somehow by hook or crook, this guy who's your manager, who generously should be getting 25% of what you've made so far, if that.
Ooh, that's a lot.
somehow has $3 million to float. Then you don't. It's like, either you've made some bad decisions or he just had a lot of faith that you guys were going to be cool, but he put that money on the table, Can
I throw this out there? Is this fair? Stop me if this is not fair. Cut, we can edit this out. A lot of trust fund successful artists out there. There are a lot of artists who came in with money. So if I'm reading this right, he had 2.5 million to put in.
But I don't think I think that was after the success that they had. Okay. I'm assuming that it was after the success. And also Chance, I don't think comes from, it's not like Chance was not able to live in the early days when they were creating this level of success. And this is all speculation. I certainly don't know.
Sure.
But just like stuff happens and there can be a comedy of errors with this album. There can be a series of just, decent decisions, unified, we're going to stick this out as indies, but also a lot of good luck, getting on Kanye's radar or, having this unique sound or this sort of unique lane where he's the good guy rapper and he's got some skills and then ends up with a couple of great songs. And then, suddenly everything's taken off. A lot of that is still, you can have all that and still require some luck. And he got all of that. And you can say that it was the manager or not. It doesn't matter. That happens. And it doesn't matter. But every artist goes through a period. I know there are very few I would say that if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that at least 75% of artists that we think of as successful, one, they're probably not all as successful as you think, but the ones you think of as successful at some point in their career, after they established that first sort of wave of success, they started to think about, do I really want to be with this manager? If anyone should have said, yes, I should, it's probably Chance. I'm not knowing the behind the scenes and maybe this guy's a weirdo or whatever, who knows, but if nothing else, he talked, he either went along with Chance, who didn't want to sign a major label deal, or he actually got to talk, he was able to talk him into not signing a major label deal. Either way, it don't matter.
I had the same mentality as Chance going into this. Whatever obviously Chance ended up way more successful, but we didn't want to sign with a major. We wanted to avoid a major as long as we possibly could. And when we did, we wanted to sign a label deal. Right. So a lot of people had to forego a lot of upfront money they would have received if they worked with me. Mm-hmm. I think that's a fair thing to say, right? Which in a sense is taking a chance. Killed it. I just bodied it right now. No, let me do it again. Which is the manager taking a chance on your success in the long term. It's pro bono work, right, in a sense, right? So I'm a little bit on the manager side. I mean, I've over the years I've watched a lot of really, really good managers do a lot of really good work for artists. Mm-hmm. And really, I'm giving a lot of credit to managers, but I think on this show, I want to give a lot of shout out to publicists. I think publicists have done a lot of the hardest work in our industry over the last couple of years, because there have been quite a few artists that I'm like, that record wasn't ready. It was a good record by far, but it was not ready for the prime time publicity it received. And you sold that record like it was a thing. Mm-hmm. And somehow people bought it. And I'm all for it. I'm happy for the artist. But I know, just as an artist looking back on my first project, I'm like, whoa, that record wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't. It was a good record. Nothing wrong with it, but I know it wasn't ready. So I'm speaking internal and external. So all this to say, don't nobody know what they do in every step. Everybody's learning. You know what I mean? Right. To replace the manager with your dad and your brother, I also understand, because as you move into this untrustworthy ground, you just want to be closer to people that you know have your best interest in mind. And that's one of the most difficult things about the record industry is your friends become enemies after a while, because people start looking out for their own self-interest. And who's to say that's incredibly wrong? I mean, we find a protagonist and antagonist in all of these stories, sure, because we like one artist more than the other. But shoot, listen to the whole story, and you might see that both people were right to choose their own self-interest, because one had a chance of losing far more than the other, maybe. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I don't know.
I think about it like, if you're a major league pitcher or whatever, and you tie your shoes the same way every night and chew the same brand of bubble gum every game or whatever, every time you start, and you do the exact same, you have the exact same rituals. It's like, if it's working, mm-hmm, do whatever you can to stick with it, man, because there's a lot of luck involved. That luck is going to come and go, It's going to ebb and flow. The success is going to, is, you know, might not always be at the level that it's at. But, if you find that formula, man, you're one of the very few. So, you know, who knows? We'll see what happens.
Well, let's call it what it is, man.
But yeah, also if you end up with you got, you know, several $1 million to send back and forth to each other on Venmo. It's like, you know what? You probably got a decent thing going. Settle down.
You did an excellent job on a mixtape. But let's call this what it is before we move on. Two things. People who don't sign with labels drop mixtapes. I will say that. And right, like I remember Drake's first success. Like those weren't records, right? They were mixtapes and street albums and blah, 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 blah. Like
I still don't understand any of it.
I don't understand any of it either because the singles are on the radio. So it's like, okay, now what is this? What project did I buy? Oh, I bought it. Okay, fine. It's a single. You cleared the samples too? Is it a mixtape if you're clearing the samples? Like, what are we doing? But, let me lean in real close for this one. This was his first studio record, right?
Whatever that means. Yeah. I think that was to put a lot on it. That maybe it didn't need, that maybe that album didn't particularly have the shoulder strength to be able to bear that weight, as it turned out.
I think it was the first studio record, like the first official we going head in, you know, going for the particulars. It's not, we're not just going to kind of, you know, have the homies do 5 songs and then 1 song by Kanye, whatever. I haven't listened to his music, so I don't know how much the case is, but I'm going to say this. When it's time to put that record out, boy, that fire get hot, don't it? You get to firing people and breaking up with folks and woo, that fire get hot, don't it? That first record fire burn, boy. That first record fire hot, ain't it? Huh? Woo. That first official would feel. I know that Everything Changed Nothing record felt like God was chasing me up the street. It was like, we finna put this out. Wait, right now? So today. And I'd had Price I Paid out before. And Price I Paid had, I'm not bragging on this, but Price I had Babu on it, Evidence on it, Khalil on it, Redmatic on it. Like, it was ready. But Everything Changed Nothing felt like a weight. That felt like a problem. And yeah, folks. Yeah. You know what I mean? That fire burned them, huh? Yeah, Chance. I know what happened to you, bro. Work it out with your manager, man. You know what I mean? Better to dance with dance with who you brought to the jam.
Yeah. Dance with Chance. Could be the title of your next album.
Make him change his name, though. You know what I mean? There's a lot of peaks in this audio, by the way, so I apologize for that. But all right. Kev, do you know what the price of Bitcoin is right now?
Is it still is it at 40?
No, actually, it took like a 10% drop or something like that. It's at 32.
Oh.
It went to 42 or 3 and down to 32 in like a week.
I saw the dip.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the peak was.
A lot of I've been talking about this with my neighbors. You know, I knew quite a few people, especially around the time we were making the records that we're talking about together, like that were into Bitcoin, but it wasn't a thing. Like people had them. People were buying pizza with them. Like it was just a joke, right? 10,000 Bitcoins for like a pizza. It's like whatever. And I started hearing these stories when Bitcoin first rose to like $1,000 that people start looking for this Bitcoin, but this is on your old college computer. That hard drive with all of the porn you downloaded was gone. And right back when you used to download it. And you don't know where that is. And people, right? If you are, what are you doing? Just stop doing that. But
speaking of passwords I need to find.
This show is a family show.
Okay.
I started hearing stories about people losing their hard drives a long time ago, digging for these hard drives.
Oh, okay.
gifting these computers to their parents or their ex-girlfriends and being like, how do I now figure out how to get these computers back, right? They've had 1,000 Bitcoins on there and it was at $1,000. I didn't know these people personally, but I'm imagining that whatever bridge they jumped off of still remains now that it's at 32,000. I don't know which bridge they chose to jump off of, whether it's San Pedro or Pasadena. But however y'all felt at 1,000, realizing you wiped that hard drive because you got a virus on it from downloading Debbie Does Dallas. Man, sufferers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that leads me up to this story, Kev.
What story? Oh, there's a story.
There is a story. So Kev has titled this Cash is King. Shout out to my man Cash is King in the house. Bitcoin
Cash
owners
rules.
are getting rich. Everything around me. Bitcoin owners are getting rich because the cryptocurrency has soared. But what happens when you can't tap that wealth because you forgot your password, your digital wallet, or password to your digital wallet? This is reported by the New York Times. The players involved are broke rich folks. Just a quick story here. Stephen Thomas, a German-born programmer living in San Francisco, has 2 guesses left to figure out the password that is worth, as of this week, about $220 million.
It's actually probably worth more. It's way more now, right?
Now, yeah, the story's older. Oh, man. The password will let him unlock a small hard drive known as an iron key, which contains the private keys to a digital wallet that holds 7,002 Bitcoin. It's just rounded up, whatever. While the price of Bitcoin dropped, yeah, you're right. As of the whatever day this was, Monday, it's still up to 50%. It's up more than 50% from just a month ago when it passed its previous all-time high of 20,000. Right now it is sitting at 32,000 and going back on a rise, guys. The problem is that Mr. Thomas years ago lost the paper where he wrote down the password for his iron key, which gives users 10 guesses before it seizes up and encrypts its contents forever. Oh my God. He has since tried 8 of his most commonly used passwords to no avail.
Tales of Encrypts.
Good. Very good. I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
You know what I had to say when I read this?
What's that?
Oh, well. Oh, this is why we can't have nice things, Trek.
We can't. Yeah. I believe that Bitcoin, the value of Bitcoin is backed by situations like this, to be honest with you. No, I'm dead serious. All the lost hard drives I spoke about before, which again, I know 2 people personally that's happened to. They're not close friends of mine, but they're friends enough for me to know the story. And, I'm talking thousands and thousands and thousands of Bitcoin are just lost.
Yeah.
And they're never going to be recovered.
That's what the article said. And in fairness to this guy, he was paid in Bitcoin for some web design that he did a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the time when you were talking about where it wasn't worth as much, people weren't on, didn't have it at the front of mind or whatever. And so he kind of forgot about it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. 7,002. Yeah. $60 worth or whatever.
Is this the article? Because I think I read a couple articles about this dude, but there were people that were tweeting at him like, have you tried password 1234?
Guest. The first thing I thought was guest. Password guest. Straight Archer.
Admin.
Admin. No, dude, look. This is horrible if you're in this situation, because this is a once in a lifetime chance. This is like when my dad missed the lottery numbers by 2 numbers and the numbers were reversed.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was like 46 and he had 64 and like 32 and he had 20. I swear we all were like, that was it. That's it. You'll never have another chance to get rich again. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Was there a series of F and F?
Probably we weren't around for him, but that was my brother. I remember distinctly my brother saying, that was your shot.
That was your chance of greatness, Dad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's it. Should have hit those free throws, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Coach let you in the game for one reason. You could have hit the game-winning free throws. Everybody else was injured or fouled out. You missed both of them. You're not going to the pros, bro.
He's in there like Rudy.
Right. You make those free throws, you get drafted 58th. They remember your name.
Or 85th. Either way, who cares?
Right. Anyhow. No, this is awful, Kev. I feel so horribly for these people because it's not, you know,
terrible.
It's terrible, dude. Terrible.
And by all accounts, this dude has done very well since, like, he got back in. So it's just, but he's got this $200 million hole in his pockets. What happens when you mess with my money?
For real. I think one of the things that's one of my biggest regrets when we were doing records or whatever, somebody had offered to pay me like 50 Bitcoin for a verse. And I remember looking it up and it was like $17 or $20, but they were like, Bitcoin's going to blow up, man. You should take this now. And I was like, yeah, can you just give me real money? Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? And now I'm like, God, dude, if I'd have just taken that 50 Bitcoin, because I had saved all my whole old hard drives. They're just chilling in various little drawers here or there.
You know who would have told you to take the Bitcoin?
The manager.
The manager. Yes. Poor guy.
Oh, man. That was it. That was my shot. I'll never get a chance to be rich again. I should have just taken the 50 Bitcoin. Take the $17 for all your hard work, Trek, because, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Underground rap. That's why. Yeah, man. I could go on and on. I'm sure I'm boring the listeners at this point, but it's to me, this is the value of Bitcoin, and people who bought it recently are the ones that are truly winning. But all of the college kids with their acne and their pizza purchases are all now working in tech or playing video games, pissed off because they can't find their old Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That's hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's why I put all my money into vinyl.
Well, it's a wise investment. The manager would have definitely agreed with that. Oh boy. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. I am your homeboy Trek Life, and that is your fam Kev Sakota. I'm saying. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, if you would like to catch past episodes of Rap Sucks Radio, you can go to rapsucksradio.com or any of your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you would like to see this on television, oh man, I almost did it again because Chance is from Chicago, but I said I promised I'd never do that song again.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
don't do it.
Fine. I gotta come up with another one or find another one though. You can go to BTSN Pass. That's Behind the Scenes Network. What you do is you download the app on your Roku, your Fire Stick, or your Fire TV. You go ahead and click on the app or channel, whichever one is named on that platform. And we are right there. We got our own section and everything. Shout out to Polly Rob and, of course, my man, Bod Drew. I would also be remiss if I did not give a very special, I mean, it's not really a shout out in a sense. It's kind of a somber moment, but rest in peace to the all legendary Los Angeles Al Jackson, my favorite DJ of all time, period. Mm-hmm. I've said as much before his passing, and I will say as much until my last breath. That was my favorite DJ. The city of Los Angeles is heartbroken, and rest in peace, brother. Yep. So With all that being said, we will catch y'all next time. And on the count of 3, we say peace. 1, 2, 3. Peace.
Peace.
Oh,
See ya.
well. We out, y'all.